Common Sense Media activated.
Live from the 210, it's the Wave of the Few Short Show, and we are your hosts, Mr. Trey M. Carr, and I am E. James.
Fellas, what's really good?
What's really good with you? What's going on?
What is good, fellows?
Oh, hello, Carson. Oh, man. We are back in the room. We are back in the room. It's beautiful. That deserves some applause.
Woo.
All right, yo.
It's nice to be back, man.
Yeah, I missed you guys.
I miss you too.
Yeah, man. It's good to be back all together.
Yeah, man. The band's back together. The three-piece.
The boys are back in town.
That's a harmony, right?
That's actually a pretty dope harmony, man. Yeah, I like that. They used to play that all the time when I worked at Subway.
The sandwich back in town.
Oh, I would hear that. I would hear, and here's how stupid I was. I thought they were saying hot burning instead of hot blooded. I'm hot burning.
Oh,
And my boss was like, what did you just say? I was way off.
Close enough.
Always heard Freebird. Hotel California. Yeah. Oh.
that'd be a miserable song to hear working at Subway. Like, I can't leave this, but you want tomatoes? Okay.
Yeah, that's how I felt. Another cold cut trio. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, you got to do it.
Wait, you want what? Okay, whatever.
Yo, man, I used to make some crazy stuff. I would do like imitation crab and bacon.
Can I get pickles and mustard?
I understand.
Exactly.
Shut up, Siri.
Wait, we can't open the bag of chips and put it in the sandwich. You can just do that yourself. Like,
Right, exactly. It's pretty good. Oh, man. So, anything new before we get started?
Nah, man, not really. You know, we touched on some things last episode that we're just running through now. We're running through the 6 with the woes.
Yeah. I'm gonna kick off the gratitude session this time for you two for being patient with me while we record multiple takes of the intro. You know, we're not always able to make it in the room, so a little inside baseball behind the scenes. We're pre-recording the intro now, so it's the push of a button. That sure is lovely.
it felt good.
It felt really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, get it done. Make it easy for next time.
I got a complaint too. Rode decided to put out an update, and this process should have taken us, not very long, 10 minutes maybe. And they put out an update on the Rodecaster Pro 2 that allows you to put vocal effects on each channel individually, like control them. But I want to be able to apply it to all the channels, and I didn't see that option, and that made my process very hard. So I had to go and record us dry and then edit it in post. So I'm very upset about that. But, again, a little inside baseball. You, the listeners, y'all probably won't even notice much of a difference by the time it hits you. So,
But now it's wet.
but hey,
on deck.
It's on deck. It's on deck. It's time to paddle in. Anybody else got any gratitude they want to spend?
I got some gratitude for my children. I have 2 girls, and it's just so strange how they can be so similar but so opposite. So yesterday I came home, and my wife's like, "You need to have a talk with your little one." She put a boy in a headlock at daycare today,
Nice.
and I was very proud. She ended up getting candy. But then my oldest one comes and said she was playing tag, and one of her friends hit her in the face, and she broke down crying. And I'm like, I got one putting people in headlocks and one who can't take a punch. So, so it's gonna be fun. But gratitude to my kids, man. They make my day. I came home. It was all love. Made my work week just cherry on top to the Friday. So
It's a beautiful thing, man.
Warrior princesses.
yeah, well, at least one of them.
Yeah, dude. Well, you got a Gabrielle and you got a Xena. There you go. Oh, man. I want to shout out. It's been kind of busy for me. I haven't really had any gratitude for myself, really. I think I'm going to shout myself out because I work pretty hard, and I think I need to kind of appreciate the time that I have and everything I cultivate. So yeah, but I don't mean to just go on an ego trip, but you got to self-love. I got to love myself a little bit more because, yeah, at the end of the day, all the things that I surround myself with and all the things that are a product of my output are there. And I need to learn how to appreciate that a little bit better. So shout out to Carson.
Hey, Will Smith said it best at an award show. I like to thank me because without me, this wouldn't be possible. And then he slapped Chris Rock. No,
yeah, I
I'm
don't want to go
joking.
that far.
Snoop Dogg said that too.
Yeah.
No, dude, that was I think the MTV Awards in like the 90s when he said that. I love that.
I don't know about that.
If I ever win an award, a major award, I'm going to say that just to see what people say. See if they even remember that. I'll be like, he's so arrogant.
Like this was for me. You're like, yeah, that's kind of what I felt like right now. But I just been kind of forgetting to just appreciate everything, I guess, because just get home, turn my brain off, and then go to sleep, and then wake up the next day and do it all again. But yeah, I should be stoked a little bit more. I should be a little bit more high on life, so to say.
And you work hard to live a good life. You gotta enjoy it.
Yeah, where I was like 5 years ago, nothing compared to where I'm at now. So that's got to be worth something.
Let alone a year ago, man. You've been growing.
Yeah, dude.
Growing.
Yeah, dude.
So, in the words of Jay-Z, I'm high off life, man. F it, I'm wasted.
Yeah, dude.
No, it's
High
good.
off life, man.
It's your boy Hov. Holla.
I'm not nervous. This is how I talk.
Right.
Right.
All right, so our dear listeners, this is Crossing Streams, deux, pas deux. A little French for you. So, but before we get into that, we want to get a little spacey. What you got on this tray?
Oh man, it's not as much as spacey as underneath. We're not looking up or looking down this time around. So there's a report going out that the Earth's core has stopped spinning, or it's slowing down, looking like it's getting ready to reverse in its convection process, which I find interesting because they're saying how it's going to specifically affect probably the magnetic field where the exact north, south poles are and things of that nature. And we've talked about things. We've made some leaps in the science community. Last week we talked about what we found on Mars. Week before that we were talking about the hydrogen power that we've made a breakthrough in. I just think we do all these studies, right, over since 1920 maybe, in the last 100 years.
Yeah.
And we think that we have all the answers, Sway, when in fact we do not have the answers. We don't know anything about this planet that we live on or the space that we rotate in. And as much as we think we do, as much as people have put in to understand and decipher the world that we live in and the space that we're in, there's just every time you look or turn around, it's like something that you thought was catastrophic. Oh my goodness. It's like, no, this is just a natural part of things that you just didn't know about, man.
Yeah.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah. I feel like we've just been measuring these things for such a small little speck of time. And even before, it's all just speculation. So, yeah, we need to kind of stick around a little bit longer as a species to see what really happens, because everything that we measure and everything that we do, it's just like from 1920 onwards, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. Like, we got less than 100 years maybe worth of data on certain things too. So, yeah, it's just kind of nice to just like think about going forward and what our projections are, because this world is not going to end, but things are going to change around us because we're just a small little part of this.
A very small part.
I wouldn't say it's not going to end. I mean,
Also true.
yeah, I was going to say, I'm sure it's going to get super hot to the point where life can't sustain as we start to spin. But that'll be a long time ago, or long time from now. Long time ago.
Could have happened a long time ago, and it's just going to happen again.
Yeah, long time from now, unless we decide to have more wars and make more nukes and just kill each other before nature kills us.
Yeah.
But what I thought was interesting when I was kind of like looking through the article is they were saying that the core is like near heat levels of the sun.
Yeah.
And I'm
The
just
surface of the sun.
wondering how far down we can get. Do we even want to try to see how close we get? Because I feel like, and this is just me just thinking outside of, just thinking. Can would we break anything?
Yeah, you like disrupt the natural progression or the natural order of things when you put, you drill all the way to the core and then you accidentally like cut the planet in half. Like,
Yeah. I mean, it's like the fuel that we use, right? We have oil, and I sit back and I may have even said this to you both before, but sometimes I think like, is that the Earth's insulation? Like we're pulling this natural fossil fuels, we call it, right? And it's like, but we know what oil is, but we don't really know what oil is in the sense that
what it does for the planet.
Right. Because, I mean, we could be wrong. I mean, I don't know. I've never really heard an explanation as to what it is.
So I'm looking up the deepest hole man has dug and how close to the mantle it's at.
In Russia.
Yeah, the Kola super deep borehole is just 9 inches in diameter, but 40,230 feet down. That's only half of the distance to the mantle. And it took 20 years to get there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they had to stop because the heat and pressure got so intense that it just started breaking stuff.
Yeah. Like that's like probably like way too costly just to replace drill bits. And, well, not drill bits, but glorified drill bits. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, and think about the
glory
actual.
hole. Sorry.
Wow. He went there
Early.
early.
I had to. Yeah, you gotta get it going if you don't get
Early.
it going.
But no, I mean, and then the environmental costs. That's what I'm thinking about too. Like, I wonder in that specific area if things around that drill site changed. That's Russia, so they're not going to tell us.
Oh, yeah.
They're not going to share that information. And they're like, no, comrade, nothing happened. It was good. Duh.
There's so much that we don't know, man. So much of the ocean that's unexplored. So much of our planet that we're running seismographic waves to see what's going on in the Earth's core. But are we even getting down there? There are studies that say that the things that they record with those seismographic waves that they record to see how the Earth's core is doing, like, oh, that's not even the core. That's just pockets of things that in between the core and the mantle, or the inner core and the outer core. We just don't know, man. I just think it's crazy.
Hey, man, not to sound cliche, but we truly don't know what we don't know.
Yeah.
What I also don't know is who's going to replace Justin Roiland as the voice of Rick and Morty.
Oh man, I was on Reddit reading all the threads. They're like, they're gonna have some BS episode where the voices are gonna be slightly different because of a universe change at the end of the episode, and they're just gonna acknowledge it or something. But there's other people that just have brought up TikToks of people that impersonate the whole Rick and Morty voices. So I mean, there's no shortage of that. Just depends on how they want to go forward with it. But that's so crazy that franchises are surpassing its creator. Well, one of them, because they got the other guy from Community still writing. But,
Dan Harmon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I guess the strength of that show is like the script parts, but all those like ad libs and all that stuff.
Yeah, that kind of just is what you expect when you think of Rick and Morty. Like,
yeah, but we can all just do that. Like, oh, this is Poopy Pants Johnson. I'm just here with poop in my pants. So, yeah. It's just, yeah, you can just ad lib it. Just like I think it's a part of the lexicon of like modern comedy now to like go to that place. I don't think there's going to be any kind of. We're not going to miss out on that show if people are still interested in it. So
what we're referencing is Justin Roiland, co-creator of Rick and Morty, has been charged, not accused, but charged with domestic abuse. I believe he, what is it? Not endangerment. When you lock somebody up against their will.
Domestic battery and false imprisonment.
Thank you. False imprisonment. That's what I was. Thank you. And then also, apparently he's kind of a creeper too, sending underage ladies messages in their DMs.
Oh, they gonna R. Kelly him.
Oh man, well there was a chick who came out on Twitter and I guess YouTube, and she was showing some of the stuff that she had been sent by Justin Roiland. So that's I'm saying his last name right? Roiland, or is it Roiland?
It's Roiland. Okay.
Roiland. Roilando.
Calm down, Carson.
Yeah. Hey, I know you're like underage, but
that show is, man, I watched the first season or most of the first season. It's really yelly.
Yeah.
It's not for me. I mean, I get people that got into it, but the Scary Terry one is still my favorite.
Oh, bitch.
Yeah.
I got you, dog.
Scary Terry, bitch.
Yeah.
But because it was like 2 movies I love. Inception.
And Back to the Future.
No.
Oh.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh, yeah, but I'm talking about the premise of the
But
whole
true.
thing.
Yeah. But Nightmare on Elm Street
You're
and
right.
Inception, like mixing those two together, I was like, okay, this is good.
Yeah, when he's
That's
got-
deep.
Yeah, when he's got a family in one of the dreams and stuff. And it's like a
Aw.
little yeah, oh bitch. Like that's pretty good. I think just like anything else, it's the fan base that gravitates to that, and you see all the runoff and stuff. Like when we talked about the whole manosphere.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that. You get this whole overlap of people that you don't want to hang out with and talk like, hey, you watch Rick and Morty, bro? Did you see that episode when like, dude, like I'm just trying to buy something here at Walmart. Like, yeah, people want to talk about it, people want to engage with it, but yeah, it covers this big ground of different fans and stuff, and they have like Adult Swim fests planned around it and everything, and it's all fine. But
Adult Swim Fest.
yeah, they've had like tours and stuff, like kind of like the Honda Civic tour and shit. Like, yeah, it's just this big thing. A lot of people are gravitating towards it. There's a lot of gatekeeping in there too. It's just when you're a part of it, you don't really want to admit that you're a part of it because of all the other people that really stand out and like speak for it. Yeah, so let's see where it goes from there when they lose like their main creator.
A wise district attorney once told us, you either die a hero or you live long enough to become the villain.
I guess like there's like noted stories in like the animation circles where dudes always come out like a little funky, like the Ren and Stimpy guy also had,
Oh
like
man, John Kowalski.
Yeah,
man,
yeah.
that was my childhood,
dude
man.
like dude had like iconic Americana art, but yeah, he had things going on with underage girls and like
Yeah, he was nasty.
there's I don't know, something about those animation circles just draws a
They
type,
can't see me, so I can do whatever I want.
something like that. Yeah, it's like being famous without having your face out there or something. And
Yeah.
also like I don't know, it's just it gravitates a certain kind of like artist, I guess, to that, you know.
You know, when you think about shows like Ren and Stimpy, Rick and Morty,
Yeah,
you got to be of a certain kind of mind to write shit like that.
yeah, you got to be a little screwed up.
Yeah. I mean, or you could be. Yeah, you got to be a little screwed up or a
It's a
little
different
weird.
type of
little
creative.
weird. Yeah, exactly. Thank you. A different type of creative. That's very diplomatic, Mr. Trey. But yeah, you got to be of a certain mindset to write stuff like that. Have a certain imagination, maybe a little half cuckoo, a little half crazy to be able to do this stuff. And some of the stuff that, like, okay, when you watch Ren and Stimpy, I mean, think about the dude that rolled up in the robe and had nipples on his knees, the nipple bottles, you know, on his kneecaps. Like, who thinks of shit like that?
Yeah.
It's like, I'm going to have a baby suck my kneecaps. I mean, that's essentially what you're saying. Like, there was one episode I remember, I think I was 8 years old, maybe 9. And I had the Ren and Stimpy tapes, VHS tapes. And they were going to do, oh, family bath. And the dad gets excited. Oh, family bath. And he drops the robe, right? And they show Ren, or maybe it was just Stimpy. Maybe it's Stimpy. He's standing next to him. And his eyes are looking up at the dad, and the robe drops, and he looks at the ground. Then he looks at the camera, breaks the fourth wall, and here, ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. And I laugh now, but then you think about what kind of person he was. It's like, oh snap! Like, yo, what's going on in that tub?
Man. Yeah, just the world of animation just draws in a certain kind of artist, I guess, if we want to call them that. It's just weird.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's just
He resigned from his game studio.
Oh man, Squanch.
Yeah, so he January 16th, I think.
Damn, dude.
Like recently. And I just want to kind of get your opinion on that game you've been playing, if you've like continued to play it since the last time we spoke.
I haven't beaten it yet. That's the thing. I think I'm like one gun away from beating it, and it's like, damn.
Is it fun? Like, is it like?
It's like casual. It's like a real chill Halo. That's what it is. Like all the swarms are all the same. Yeah, it's just Chalo, dude. Yeah, but you get like a needler and stuff, and it's fun, man. Like it's a cool game. I think that game was built by a greater body of people too, so you can still appreciate the work put behind it.
Subtracting the man from it.
Yeah.
It's like, man, you build 6 years into creating a studio, you finally get your main title out, and then you resign.
Yeah.
Like, bro.
Yeah, this dude's like
Messing
flying.
up.
This dude's really going under the radar then. That's like pulling out from every business venture and everything. It's probably due to advice from legal counsel and all that stuff. Like, hey man, I know
He
you
going to jail.
something.
Well, and other people shouldn't suffer because he's effed up, messed up.
Yeah.
However you want to put it.
It just sucks when he's like the voice of everything.
Yeah.
He's like the main cultural hub of it. So yeah, they're just gonna have to figure out how to move on without that.
It's going to be hard. It's like you can't make Batman the animated series without Kevin Conroy. Like, you just can't do it.
Yeah.
I mean, you can, but it's not the same.
It's just, but it's not the same. Like,
It would have to be a different Batman series. Yeah. I mean, 100%. Rest in peace, Kevin Conroy, man.
Yeah.
R.I.P. That is very true.
We never actually, I don't think we ever said that on the show when he passed away.
No.
No?
No.
Oh, that's way overdue.
Yeah, that's long overdue. That is, so shout out to Booty Pants a few Father's Days ago, I think 2019 to be exact, or maybe during 2020. He sent me a cameo of Kevin Conroy.
Yeah.
And that warmed my heart because I was like, that's my Batman. That's my quarterback.
Hey, you know what? I want to rescind my gratitude. I want to give it out to Booty Pants because he loaned me Metroid Dread, and that was woo.
Oh, there you go.
He
Yeah.
rescinded the gratitude.
Yeah, forget me. Just shout out to Booty Pants. Like, yo,
You could double tap. You could say me and him.
yeah.
Double tap the booty pants.
Oh,
Sorry, man. Y'all setting him up.
you might want to talk to his wife about that first.
I'm in another work.
Still, like, just talked one day at work and was like, hey, you want to trade some video games? I was like, yeah. Brought mine. He brought his and just grabbed a couple, and it was all cool. Like, yeah, you were super cool, dude, man. Thank you for
Still not
introducing
changing
us.
any images in my head.
Yeah.
But no. Jokes aside. But yeah, he sent that to me, and it was crazy because he did look a little different. But I just figured he was old,
Yeah.
because he's in his 60s. So I say old loosely. He wasn't ancient, but he was older. Then to find out that he passed, was it cancer, right?
Yeah, I
that got him.
believe
And so I think the only Batman series I've seen, and it was short-lived, that even lives up to being anywhere close to Batman the Animated Series. And I'm saying I don't count Batman Beyond because he was a part of that too, was Beware the Batman.
Oh, yeah.
The
yeah.
3D animated one. I love that joint. That was really, really good.
Never saw it.
Really
He
good.
put me on it.
Oh man, I mean, if you look up on the shelf right here, it's in the back left, like right over my left shoulder. It's the Beware the Batman. The way he talks in that one is so cool. Like I don't know, he's real smooth. Alfred's a BA. They really tie into his MI6 past. Katana's in there. There's no Robins. The Deathstroke is respectable. I'm telling you, man, it's really good the way they set that world up. And the Dum Dum Girls play the theme. It's all like, it's grimy, man. I'll play the song. The bass has got nice distortion on it. Boom, 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 boom. It's a little surfy.
Okay.
Kind of fits our theme.
There you go.
So
Hey, man. But rest in peace to Mr. Conroy.
yeah.
That's a loss that hit home.
From a jerk bag to a legend. That's a good transition.
There you go.
So speaking of streaming, y'all heard about Netflix?
Oh, yeah. I saw what they sent out where you can track
Who's been using your account?
where your account's been logged in at and things of that nature.
They're also since the last time we did a Crossing Streams, they were going to do an ad supported tier, or it just came out. I can't remember exactly, but we were talking about that, and then they were testing in certain markets. The notification that comes up and tells you, "Hey, we noticed that somebody that doesn't live in your household is using Netflix. Would you like to pay a little extra?" Or have them pay a little extra to have their own account. And I think it's like, I don't know, $5 or something like that. They're trying to please shareholders.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Netflix has been going through a lot of changes. The guy who's been running it
He just
for the
stepped down,
the last 20 years, Reed Hastings was the CEO. He became the co-CEO with Ted Sarandos. Ted Sarandos is the guy who's in charge of like the actual content, and Reed Hastings was more operations. And now, forgive me for not having his name ready, but I think the guy's name's Peter. Somebody else stepped up and is now the co-CEO with Reed Hastings. Y'all can look it up if you got a second. But he's now the co-CEO, And Reed Hastings is like the executive chairman of the board. So he's not gone, but this allows him to work on things or focus on things like his philanthropy. You know how rich people do. They're like, okay, I'm out of here. You guys play with the company. Don't make any bad decisions, or I got to come in here and fire some people. I don't know. My Texan just kicked in.
It's always like an oil tycoon running.
Yeah,
like
exactly. That's kind of the idea.
Greg Peters.
Yeah, Greg Peters. Thank you.
Peters.
Thank you, brother. Yeah. So Greg Peters is the one that's stepping in, and he's going to be running that with Ted Sarandos. So they actually, I think they brought in more revenue this last quarter, but they weren't profitable, or vice versa. I can't remember what it is, but they beat their expectations from a marketing standpoint, right? And I'm saying all that is to paint a picture that, you know, Netflix has really been doing a lot to try to please their shareholders. And one of the things is adding an ad-supported tier, doing that check, because in the past, they really probably didn't care. And I still think deep down in their hearts, they don't care if you're sharing accounts as long as they're generating the eyeballs. And I look at it like this. They're going to get a lot of people. I've seen the comments in the sections where people are pissed off and they're going, oh, the moment they do this, I'm out. I'm like, are you really going to be out? Like, I hate ads, okay? I have the ad-supported tier of Disney Plus and Hulu and all that stuff. I barely watch Disney Plus. Barely watch it. And I don't really get very many ads, especially when I'm watching cartoons. Like we watched Avengers Infinity War last night. I didn't get a single ad during that movie. So I don't know what Netflix is doing. I don't know if you guys are probably paying for an ad-free tier, I'm assuming.
I still have I have the $12.99 bundle. I think it's got ads in it for Disney Plus. I know I've got ads in Hulu because they get on my nerve. Because I watch like Dragon Ball Super or something. So like 20-minute episodes, and I got 3 minutes of ads. It's like not.
It's a half hour at the end.
Yeah. It's like, nah, I'd want 2 minutes of ads for every 2 minutes or 20 minutes.
What about Netflix?
I don't have Netflix.
Yeah, me neither.
I don't have Netflix.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you did.
No, we had it and then we canceled it. It was just, we watched a couple of things we wanted to watch on there. And we're like,
no.
Because I'm also like, it's not about the ad, it's about the picture for me.
Yeah.
So if I'm going to watch Netflix, like I'm going to have the expensive tier so I can watch great picture. I'm not paying $20 for this, bro.
I do.
I'm not paying $20 for this.
I dropped mine down to the 1080p. 1080p is fine. I mean, I got a 4K OLED, HDR, all the Dolby Vision, all that crap, and I haven't had Netflix 4K for 2 years now. It's just, I was like, that's too much money. Nobody else is charging extra for 4K. No. I'm not doing it. So, but yeah, so I think this feature here with telling you who is using your stuff, actually, I think that's pretty cool. What I would advise folks is if you're going to an hotel or Airbnb and you're signing into somebody else's TV, remember to sign out or bring your own box.
Yeah.
Just bring your own box.
Yeah, get a little Chromecast, get a Fire Stick.
Yeah.
Hook it up to the Wi-Fi there.
That's all you got to do.
And I mean, that's what I would do. I mean,
because it's a lot easier to do that with packing, leaving. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
I got to sign out of the TV.
Exactly.
Nobody can remember to do
Yeah, especially like if you oversleep and you're in a hurry and you're dipping out and you're like, oh, wait, somebody's in my account?
My favorite part of that article, we were reading over this stuff, was that the guy, he had like an Airbnb he forgot to log into, but then he had like a Tesla that he forgot to log out of. And I'm like, bro,
who's watching TV in the Tesla?
I'm saying,
that guy.
watching Coco Melon in the Tesla, keep your kids quiet.
So it's that thing too, like you said that they don't really care about which eyeballs watch. So I wonder if this is going to be retroactive for them when they have the user control, like who's going to be watching on their account. Like, I wonder what percentage of viewership will go down because they realize their ex or whatever is still watching their Netflix, and that's one less set of eyeballs.
Yeah.
Like, I wonder if like that technology was developed in a different way for them to give it kind of meet in the middle for the user, because ultimately it's on the user side to be able to revoke those privileges.
Yeah.
But I wonder if they're just designing that on their own back end to show that, oh, we're just gonna cut them all out without their permission.
We can see.
Yeah.
We can tell.
Yeah, like they probably did already have all that information available, but I guess they had some sort of powwow with the board, and they realized that they had to give it to people to be able to have control, like the user access control, to put it like, for lack of a better term. But yeah,
like that's common to a lot of services now, though. You know, you see which devices are on your account. You can sign things out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot about that one.
I guess it's more ethereal for these guys because it's just an application. It lives on like almost every kind of platform. So maybe just managing it by session is what they got to do.
It's interesting, man, because Netflix I think they last year finally had a quarter where they lost money or they didn't make as much as they projected, anywhere close to it. And now they're bouncing back. And I think that's part of the whole thing is the investors and all those people that they have to please probably saw that we've kind of expanded as much as we can expand in these markets. There's all these other untapped markets, and we want to reach those, but we know the markets we're having a trouble like really expanding in. We know that not everybody's paying in these markets, so they're trying to basically bleed, as much. And I say bleed, but just try to. They're greedy. They're companies. That's what they want. They want to try to make as much money as they can. I mean, you can call it greed. I think I say that facetiously, but a business is in the business of staying in business.
Yeah.
And if I got numbers that support that out of 100 people, 60%, 70%, I don't know what the percentages are paying. But out of that 100, that 100%.
Yeah, you have 30% of people watching that aren't paying.
Right. It's like
that's 30% more money.
Exactly. I mean, and I think that if they're just going for 15, 20%, let's try to get it up to 15, 20, because that's still a lot more money.
Yeah.
Way, way, way more money. It's like, and this is coming out Monday, be on the lookout, but little preview for those who also listen to the Edge Free show. Free and I talked about, from a sports perspective, we talked about the WNBA and NBA and how they're subsidized. And, imagine if it was super popular, right? And it was tied to a different topic, but imagine if it was super popular and they sold out every night, every single night. So they only sell a certain amount of tickets. Well, they start selling more tickets. They expand the amount of tickets they're going to sell.
Yeah, concerts do that.
Right? They start playing at bigger venues and they keep expanding. And it's like, holy crap. We went from sold out 25,000 to 35,000 to 40,000, et cetera. It's like, it's more money. You're going to do whatever it takes. You're going to, and then
68,000,
68,000 at the Alamo Dome, right? But probably not going to get that much out of the WNBA, to be honest. But, you take and say, okay, but that's only over the course of 30 games. Let's try 40 games.
Yeah. Let's
try 50.
That's what causes a growth in right. those leagues and industries as a whole.
Right.
That's how they expanded. That's how the league got to 82 games in the NBA. They've been there for a long time, but if you go back to the 50s and the 60s, they weren't playing 82 games.
No.
You know what I mean? Like in the 80s, yeah, they were playing 82 games, but you had to get there.
Yeah. Right. And that's why, and not to veer too much into the sports angle of all this, but that's why you get people complaining, or not complaining, but owners who are like, wait, you guys want to go down to 72, 62 games. You're not seeing that for us as a business. Yeah. 20 games is a big chunk of money.
You're selling 25,000 tickets for 20 games. It's a lot of revenue.
Because, as a business person, I'll be thinking, just know that if you want to rest, that's coming out of your paycheck.
Yeah.
I'm
not going to pay you the same amount of money for 10 less games.
Right. Let alone, like 20 or let alone 10. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I think it's an investment thing for sure. These guys are trying to make sure that they're maximizing their profits.
So I was thinking about Netflix as a whole. I guess they suffer some of the same stuff that like Facebook goes through, because they weren't the first to do it, but they were the first to succeed on a large scale.
Mm-hmm.
So they probably have some of the same consultants that Facebook has in terms of like longevity and business decisions and all that stuff too. I just figure for like a streaming company, it's probably harder to venture into other streaming companies because it's just one thing that's the primary function of the application. They can't really venture out into other stuff. I know they tried it with
they tried the games.
Yeah, I never heard about anything after that. Like I just heard.
No, I just actually was watching IGN. They came out the old school Ninja Turtle game you could play on there. But I don't know how to play it. Like I don't know how to get a Netflix game. So
that's the next venture that they're trying to do. They're trying to stay ahead. That's been Netflix's thing is, okay, we see the goalpost shifting. What else can we do?
Too bad GameFly is still not a thing.
It's still active. Like, but yeah, it's not very popular, you know. But
now you can stream games.
Yeah, mail-based DVDs evolved into streaming media, and they were the first to catch on to that wave and everything. But it's hard to maintain longevity in a tech world because we've had bubbles and stuff. We've had .com booms and bursts, and yeah, it's almost like the most volatile kind of business we've ever had as a species because it changes, and it changes with like what people want with the greater unconscious of man. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And changes very quickly too.
Yeah.
It's funny. You mentioned the DVDs by mail. I was talking to Mrs. J about this within the last 3 days. And I was saying, you remember when it was just us and you had that little rinky dink apartment and we would do DVDs by mail, Netflix, you know, and then when we moved into our first house together, it was still DVD by mail. And then our one story, the next house we rented when you used to start coming around, Trey, at the crib a lot. And that's when we cut cable.
Yeah, I remember both of those.
2010, we cut cable. I was like, they're going to do this thing called streaming. What's up with that? It's like, you don't have to buy DVDs anymore. Like, it's just there. And then Hulu was right around the corner. So we got rid of cable then. We're like, man, everything we need is on Hulu and Netflix and Hulu. And so they were always ahead, man. Like they were trying to beat HBO at being HBO.
Yeah.
And, you know, it almost worked for a while. You know, you had Lilyhammer and you had House of Cards. And then they became more about quantity over quality. And now Netflix is walking it back. They're canceling shows left and right to try to like walk that back. Everybody's kind of in that vein. I mean, look at, speaking of which, HBO.
Yeah.
You know, HBO, we mentioned this on Crossing Streams 1. We'll just call it CS. CS1, we talked about all the shows that were being canned from Summer Camp Island to, Infinity Train, Raised by Wolves. You know, a lot of these shows that I was into, my family was into, they're gone. And the bloodbath continues. You know, you look at DC Studios, now run by Peter Safran and James Gunn, the co-CEOs. They merged with Discovery to become Warner Discovery, and Teen Titans is gone.
No,
I still, I never watched that show, man. I was a little miffed by it. It looked like it was trying to be edgy with the fuck Batman. I was like, I don't know about that.
It was different. I enjoyed that show. And this last season they had was probably the best and most accurate season as far as those characters that they've had. They got bringing in the Azaraths, Metron, Zinthos, and stuff like that into the equation for Raven. Is
Trigon does Trigon ever show up?
He's in the first season, yeah.
Oh,
and
really?
I think he's about to come back, but they cut the season in half. They did the
spoiler
season
alert,
4
sorry.
Season. Well, if you haven't seen the first season, we're not telling you what happens. But
I read the comics, so for me it's like,
yeah. But which I think is actually kind of cool if they're going to cancel it. They did the first half of season 4 of Doom Patrol and Titans, put them on like a 2-month, 3-month break, and then they're going to bring them back for the other half of that season, which I've like actually never seen before.
That's the other thing that they're doing that in the bloodbath. Doom Patrol's gone too.
Yeah.
So splitting seasons is nothing new. Netflix does it all the time. That Netflix is like the king of splitting seasons. They did it with Voltron. They do it with, man, there's a lot of shows they've done it with. Umbrella, Stranger Things. Stranger Things, they did that for the last season. I'm like 2 seasons behind in that. But
everything came out pretty weekly.
But I mean, it was weak. They put everything out, I thought, all at once, and then split it and said, be back for the second half of the season. Like Ozark did that for sure.
I honestly, normally what I do is I wait on shows until everything's out and then I just run through it.
Oh, no, like with Ozark, I watched the first half and I was like, man, I got to wait till April, word? And I was upset, and then they put the other part out. But again, you look at what's happening with Warner and it's like, it's HBO. You figured that it's all about quality, and they're just cutting stuff left and right. And then with this new vision that they've got for DC Studios, They're saying all this stuff's going to be tied together, like kind of like Marvel's doing. So I guess that's what it's all like. They're saying the video games, the TV shows, the animated stuff, and the movies are all supposed to exist now in the same universe.
I don't know how you can have the animated stuff exist in the same universe. That specifically doesn't make sense to me. But they did say that they were supposed to be unveiling their big plan by the end of January.
Well, he's only got a couple days left, so he better get cracking.
Yeah, so I'm see if they can keep tight on that promise because it's probably time to wrap up Titans. It's been a good run, but hurts a little bit, man.
So I thought they were trying to make everything cohesive with DC since like the last time they said that with this. So that's like version 2, I guess, is going to come out the pipeline. But also maybe Brendan Fraser costs too much money for a voice cast right now because apparently The Whale did really good.
Yo, Brendan Fraser.
Yeah, he's at a renaissance.
He has. He was
a renaissance.
That's him right there.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, he's the voice of the
robot.
Yeah,
the robot
and
guy.
like that's kind of where he came back as a shining star and everything.
But he was in the canceled Batgirl movie.
Really?
Yes, he was the villain of the Batgirl movie. So it's like, but to answer your question about continuity and all this other stuff, man, it's like, okay, we're gonna rival Marvel. We're gonna have a shared universe. You know what? No, that's a little bit too hard. We're gonna have loosely connected movies. Okay, we're also going to have these disconnected movies, the Batman, the Joker film, and a couple of others that I can't think of. Oh, wait, nope. These are back in the same universe. Okay, now we're having a new universe.
Yeah, they're not making
they haven't, but I think that's why they're blowing everything up. Like, how do you have Shazam 2 come out 6 or 7 or 8 months after Black Adam and they're just completely not connected?
Well, here's the funny part, or funny thing is that they, according to the interwebs, and I've seen a few articles and a couple of videos about it, they wanted Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, to be in the first Shazam movie showing up, and like when they were doing the flashback talking about the champion and stuff, he turned him down.
Yeah, he wanted to be his own.
He wanted to be his own thing. He was his whole play. And speaking of The Rock, his whole play, I guess, was he was basically trying to run DC Studios. He was trying to like really, really run that, and his plan failed
tremendously.
Yeah, tremendously. And you know the funny thing about Black Adam, it wasn't a bad movie. It wasn't a bad movie at all. It was pretty straightforward. I didn't have any problems with it. It wasn't special.
It wasn't. Well, they've been working on that since like what, 08?
Gosh, I forgot, man. Yeah, I mean,
since I Am Legend days, bro. Like,
yeah, you know, it's funny. If you watch I Am Legend, look at the billboard of the movie theater.
Oh, it said Black Adam?
No.
What did it say?
It said Batman versus Superman.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah, it's crazy. So,
we're all connected.
Everything's connected. But yeah, so I don't know, man. This HBO bloodbath continues, cancel stuff. But I tell you what didn't get canceled. Little known property, you might have heard of it. The Last of Us.
It gives me chills. Mufasa.
Do it again.
Yo, there's so much to touch on that one.
There's so much to touch that we just might have to cook up a special wave for that one, man. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. So we're going to deliver on a promise or an idea. We have a little bonus for y'all, a preview of what we could give you in our patron tier. But we're going to do a little bonus talk about The Last of Us episodes 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think. Without spoiling anything, positive reviews from the three of us, thumbs up. We'll do deep dives on what's different because all of us have played the first game.
I'm going to try so hard not to spoil anything.
Yeah. I haven't played the second game. Well, don't spoil the second game for me.
No, just like for people who haven't seen episode 1 or 2 yet.
Oh, we're not going to talk about that here. We'll save that for the.
I'm just letting them know for when they tune into that. Like there might be spoilers.
Yeah,
for
just
those episodes.
I mean, it is spoilers. We're going to talk about what happened.
Yeah,
so,
dude.
Yeah, enter at your own risk. But yeah, I'm enjoying the show. They had already said that the TV series is going to follow the games to the T. And when I say the games to the T, like they're not going to pull a Game of Thrones and say, well, the video games are over, but we're just going to start making up stuff. No. If The Last of Us is a trilogy, there's only going to be 3 seasons.
Yeah.
And so like they're even I don't know if they're going to shove it into this or if they're going to try to do a thing where the DLC is its own shorter season, but they're going to include the DLC continuity as well. So you're going to have The Last of Us. I forgot the name of the DLC.
Left Behind.
Thank you, which was pretty cool. And then you're going to have Last of Us 2. And hopefully, if they do it right, if they time it just right, maybe 3 comes out and they close the book on that. So you get, 4 seasons?
We have to do a video game review on 2 to talk about them making a 3rd one because that game ends.
Yeah, it ends.
I definitely got to play that one. So, I don't know. I have to play the second one.
Definitely got to play the second one, man.
Yeah.
Definitely got to play the second one.
I had really no interest in playing the second one anytime soon, only because I'm over the whole zombies thing right now.
Yeah.
But now that I know that there's a show involved, I don't want to be spoiled. I kind of want to be able to play it and compare it. I'm getting really close on Horizon Forbidden West. So that may be one that I pick up after I knock out my cert. Speaking of Horizon,
PS5 too.
Speaking of Horizon, Netflix is doing a TV show.
I was gonna say that, like, when they came out and announced, maybe a year ago they announced they were doing the Horizon show. Can't remember when they did it, but I was so skeptical. But with the way that they were portraying The Last of Us, I am not as skeptical and more excited to see how they do Horizon.
I am skeptical because it's Netflix.
Yeah.
Understood.
Yeah, like how they're gonna. Well, it's kind of cool that Sony's like diversifying, putting their properties in different hands of different studios and stuff like that. But yeah, this isn't a Neil Druckmann production. This isn't like the people who made the game. So how much consulting are they going to do with the creators of Horizon Zero Dawn?
You're going to get an Avatar: The Last Airbender take,
and see, and that's where I was going to go because they did. I was going to say Samurai Champloo. Please God, don't touch Samurai Champloo.
They did Cowboy Bebop. And
thank you.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, and that was not well received.
Yeah.
Okay, if you're going to do this stuff, you have to spend the money. That's my thing. So I would much rather. So going back to Avatar, the original writers of Avatar: The Last Airbender left the project.
Yeah, I know.
That does not bode well for me at all as a fan of them. Now they still have their animated show, The Dragon Prince, on there, and they just put out a new season of that. So that's cool. There's a relationship there. But I'm telling you guys, I don't know if it's because Paramount said, look, you can mess with them or you can come on back to us and we're going to give you the whole universe. So the whole Avatar universe, they're doing a new anime series or animated series on Paramount.
Yeah, they're getting new movies too. There's going to be like a Zuko movie. And stuff like that coming out for that.
So I don't know if it's one of those things where Paramount said, I mean, you could do that if you want to, or you can come on back home and
come on over here, baby.
Treat you like well. Exactly. Is she treating you good? I'm gonna treat you better.
Well, she cooked you last night. Oh no, baby, come on.
Exactly. I was with her, but I was thinking of you the whole time.
You give me like Iceberg Slim vibes.
But they got to spend the money. I would much rather, and I don't want these guys to have it. I would much rather Amazon. I don't want them to have it, but I'd much rather them or Apple. Apple's got the money. And to me, Horizon fits better to me with what Apple does financially.
Yeah.
But if not Apple, then HBO.
Yeah.
Because HBO is already proven, but they're kind of shaky too. So that's the reason why I'm looking at Apple, because to me, Horizon is safer for the Apple brand than a show like The Last of Us or,
it's not as extreme.
Right.
Yeah, and it's the most anti-Microsoft thing they could do. Just get the cash cow for Sony on their side. You know what I mean?
Oh, I didn't even think about it like that. Yeah.
And also, like, I see Horizon, I don't know, man. I see that like as a Ridley Scott joint. I don't know, like that nature and technology thing. I feel like that's what he's trying to veer towards. Like he could really get that whole technology, the technology stuff, like really, I think he could kind of vision that part out. But you don't think so? Who do you think would be like good at the helm?
He's already got a sequel that's making billions. James Cameron.
Well, yeah, that's just like Avatar. I mean,
yeah,
for the other Avatar,
I feel like he might make that a little.
Like I don't know.
I don't know about that.
See, no,
his
but
characters aren't strong. That's the thing.
No, but here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. James Cameron is all about environmental messages.
Yeah.
So, and us doing stuff at our own peril. When you think about Horizon, it's like marrying Avatar and Terminator together.
Yeah.
I mean, for him, that would be light work. He's like, you want these tall necks? I got you.
Yeah. I mean, it would be the mainstream choice. It'd be the safe choice. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that's if they did a movie.
Yeah.
A movie series. I mean,
yeah, because I don't think James Cameron would stoop as low as to do a show.
TV.
I'd like to be on the big screen.
I wish I could like do the whole
I want 8 hours.
Leonardo DiCaprio meme.
I like that. Yeah, no, I don't think that guy would ever go into a TV venture.
No, he might finance some of it or executive produce, but he ain't getting behind the camera for no TV.
Yeah.
I want to see
through
Zack
these TV lenses.
I want to see Zack Snyder's Horizon, all muted colors.
Yeah, just red hair and nothing else.
Aloy's out there and just straight murking people. She's all Varl. Yes.
Be Amy Adams, probably.
Amy Adams. Oh, she's all grown up.
Oh man.
All I ask is that please, Netflix, if you're listening, don't cast Sophie Turner, aka Sansa, aka Jean Grey, as Aloy. Look, Sophie Turner seems nice and all these other things. She would be too wooden. You need somebody who can just capture that innocent spirit of that character. So yeah, man, I'm not as optimistic for that one, but The Last of Us, the TV show, they're doing a great job. So I'm really enjoying it. I will reserve the rest of my thoughts though for our spinoff. So anything else in the world of streams? Any visuals?
No, man, I think the stream might be coming to an end.
Okay. I will talk about sports streaming.
Oh, yeah, I know you got a gripe over there.
What's going on?
You got some gears grinding over there.
Oh man, I mean it's something I think I've referenced multiple times before, but Bally's Sports app is too expensive for what you get. It's $20.
Yeah, you're gonna get local games and stuff, right?
Yeah. I like at $20 a month, I feel you should be able to watch every team that has a Bally's account. NFL and DirecTV, their deal broke for their deal ended for the NFL Sunday ticket. Mm-hmm. And Apple was in the running. Google won. Well, YouTube. Yeah, I guess it was Google.
It's on YouTube TV?
I was going to say YouTube.
Going to be.
It's going to be on YouTube TV.
Starting next year.
Yeah. And what really grinds my gears, no offense to Google, but what Apple was trying to do with NFL Sunday Ticket was say, we're going to include it with Apple TV Plus. We want to remove the regional blocks. It's bullshit. I'm tired of this. It's 2023 now. Not everybody can make it down to a game. Not even most people can make it down to every game. I want to watch it at home. You're still getting ad revenue. Sure, you get more money by us being there, paying for tickets, buying food, buying drinks, buying merch, whatever. But you know what? A lot of people like me will put the game on and suffer through ads while ironing clothes, and cooking dinner, and peeking around and seeing what's happened and being able to live my life at home while watching the game. And if I got the funds to go see a game, I'm going to go see a game. I'm considering buying a season tickets for the next season of the Spurs.
I was thinking about that too.
You know, as an example. Hey, let's talk about that off mic. But I would be willing to go to the games. I can't go to 82 games. I'm not going to. There's just no. No. Even if I was rich, I'm not going to 82 games. Like, that's just not going to happen. There's too much living to do to be at that arena for 82, or not. It's not even 82 games, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, no.
40, 50 something games. I can't fight that.
Unless you're in the road.
Yeah, bro. I mean, you just can't.
You got to be retired or something.
Well, and so and Apple, man, they wanted like the international rights. I mean, dude, this deal would have been awesome for the people. And to me, the NFL chose old relationships, thus choosing violence. That it wasn't a people decision. So Google came in. They said, I'm your Huckleberry. They just want
They just want the money.
they just want the money. They want to draw eyeballs to the YouTube platform.
Yeah.
We'll respect the relationships already in place. And so by Apple coming in and swinging a big stick and throwing down a wallet and saying, bars, we can pay for it. And I mean gold bars. You know, they kind of set the pace. They set the tone for what people would be willing to pay for that service because they understand what it can do. So right now they've got Friday night baseball.
Okay.
Amazon's got Thursday night football. And be honest with you, it's actually pretty cool. They have a different stream that shows like all the AI analytics. It's nerdy.
Yeah, I saw that.
It is nerdy, but it is dope. Like I didn't think I was gonna like it. It could be a little distracting at times, but
If you got multiple screens, it's just another thing.
exactly. Like, hey, for you data nerd, look at this shit right here.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool. I thought that would have been my second choice would be Amazon because I'd like to see that across the board.
All
Just,
day, like on Sunday, just like
exactly, man. Looking like a beautiful mind.
or Minority Report.
Minority Report. Yeah. So I don't know, man. But the MLB. So Bally's, according to what I've seen on the web, looks like they are close to filing for bankruptcy or something. And Diamond Sports Network, who owns Bally's, or Bally's a subsidiary or whatever. I forgot the relationship, but they are connected. There's a guy who is a higher up at Bally's, Diamond. He left, and now he's working for the MLB. So now they're trying to leverage that relationship through him to try to get all those games over on MLB Network. What I want as a fan, and I bring it up to you, Trey, as a basketball fan. I know you don't watch sports like that, Carr, but just roll with us on this.
Yeah.
Imagine if the NBA were to do something like that, or MLB, or all the networks were able to say, "Hey, bring it home. We'll put it on our platform. You can watch any and every game." Do you think that more people would be willing to pay that little bit extra to be able to see absolutely every single game? And I mean every game, regardless of ESPN, TNT, whatever. And that's for basketball. ESPN, Fox, CBS for football, baseball, whatever channel. TBS, Sportsnet, AT&T Sportsnet, or whatever.
There's a lot of them, dude.
It's a lot of games.
That's why they won't do that, though, because all those people pay. You just got to think about all the money they get, the billions in revenue that they get from their contractual agreements with the networks. Like, okay, well, football, yeah, every year between our three big networks, we'll just rotate the Super Bowl. Oh, well, we're only going to put the Super Bowl. You'll get the viewership, but how much money are you going to have to pay for that in order to make up for the financial loss of cutting those ties with the network? It's going to be a $200 service.
Yeah.
I think, though, so I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. And you did raise a good point. I didn't think about that. Me being a greedy consumer was just like, yeah, let's just go with it.
It'd be nice. Like if it'd be NBA League Pass without the blackout rules. You know, that's, which is, I mean, that's where all this kind of stems from. It's
so
if I watch the Spurs, maybe I'm watching it on my phone because I don't have access to the television. Man, like why is it blacked out in my region, or the Cowboys being blacked out in this region? Why would you do that when I'm in San Antonio and not
Dallas?
I can't go. Like that's 7 hours. That's 7 hours, bro.
Yeah. 7. That's 5. How slow are you going?
I don't know, 3 to Houston, 4 to Dallas. I guess I'd go through Houston. That's no problem.
Go ahead, Carr.
Well, you also got to think about the Buffalo Wild Wings equation, because sports bars have been around for a long time, and those are still central hubs for sports fans to go to. There's probably a lot of agreements that we don't see in front of us that make it easier for the normal guy. I'm just going to go to the sports bar, get some chicken wings, and watch.
I wonder what Buffalo Wild Wings is going to do now, because they always have DirecTV, and then they have all the games up there.
Yeah,
because they have
that's all
Sunday
changing.
Ticket. Now
It's going to be on YouTube TV.
They're going to have a whole bunch of YouTube TVs in there.
But either way, maybe that feedback overload of all those screens is like another kind of way where all these businesses are kind of planning towards, because they're probably getting the most revenue from some whatever little kickback and agreement of advertising that they get from like Buffalo Wild Wings or Chili's or whatever the hell. Like, you know what I mean?
So you gave me an idea. I want to say the idea first. I want to circle back and I want to re-ask my question, because I have two thoughts about the package thing that I proposed. YouTube TV enterprise or YouTube TV business.
Yeah, let's start a sports bar.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
you get the business accounts.
right. If you're a business, it's like
here, put me in all of your restaurants and you'll get me for cheap. Yeah.
exactly. It's like how many TV screens they charge by the screen.
Yeah.
You know, and they say, okay, so we'll cut you a deal. Instead of charging you $60 per month, you know, just for one account, maybe we say $60 for the account, and then $5 or $3 for each additional TV, instead of, hey, you want to watch this stream on multiple. I mean, you can.
Normally what they do, so like we had DirecTV in my last restaurant.
Yeah.
And so what you do with those people, it's like, okay, well, normally people pay $80 a month for their household. We're not going to charge you $80 a month for the household. You have 86 restaurants. You put me in all 86 restaurants exclusively, then I'll charge you $12. Type of deal. That's what they do. And
Well,
it's not about the screen. We'll give you as many boxes as you want. We'll do, but I want to be in all of your restaurants. I don't want one of your restaurants to have me and another one of your restaurants to have my competitor.
Yeah.
No, you're going to have me across the board.
That was going to be my thing. So you hit something. You triggered boxes. I was thinking they were charging like, hey, we'll do it per box.
No,
in
you
these
get-
restaurants. Okay.
Normally it's business account. You spread it out. They have numbers on the amount of boxes you can get, but also other things that are like, okay, well, if it goes out, something happens, you need to call us for service. There's discounts and service plans. You go to the top of the line in service reps and stuff like that. All that stuff is interconnected when you're talking business and enterprise. That's how they do it. That's why you never, like every Buffalo Wild Wings you go to has DirecTV. Every Landry's place with TVs has DirecTV because of
The agreement.
those agreements and contracts they have.
I wonder what that looks like for then the small business. You know, let's say we have the WFS sports bar or restaurant.
That'd be tight.
Yeah, that'd be really tight, actually.
That'd be kinda cool.
Kind of wave themed, you know?
We're recording the back.
Exactly. Had the podcast studio in the back, restaurant in the front.
Like mobsters and shit.
We're gonna make them a podcast they can't refuse.
Well, they also have like business accounts for little restaurants like that, but the deals it's not the same. You don't get the same deal.
And we're doing a whole lot of talking. I don't want to say out of school, but they may already have this, but we're just off the cuff speaking. So you know, if somebody's driving and are listening to this, going, "You idiots! It already exists." This is real time, us thinking. So I want to circle back, and we're getting close to time here. I want to circle back and I want to ask you guys my question about re-ask you the question about the tiers. Okay. So the first thing that I said, no matter what it's on, no matter what channel, ESPN, TNT, Fox, CBS, you can watch all the games still here through this app, right? And what I'm thinking is just take that broadcast and feed it into their app, so CBS and all those guys get their credit for having that. Go through that sports league's app, or they say, you know what, you can see the game, but there's no commentary.
Oh, that'd be weird. Well,
No,
like
YouTube TV
Or because
has, like, if you go to 4K on ESPN for certain events, there's no commentary. It's just like awesome camera angles, a great picture, but there's no commentary. It's not
brought
same.
to you by a network. Yeah.
and this is kind of weird, right? Because I was going to say, well, just get cheaper guys, but because people want to hear something, they would probably suffer through it and be like, yeah, we're listening to, Bob Foster from North Dakota. Well, did you see the Spurs? He just shot the basket. or your local sports affiliate, like those guys get jobs. But But yeah, so I was thinking that my other one that I'll ask you, okay, is what about a modified version of that? Every game except for ESPN, TNT, those games that are national big broadcasts, your local broadcast is still on there, but you don't have the ESPN, the TNT, again, all those guys.
It depends on how diehard of a fan you are, I guess, kind of, because I like to see, like, what was it, Wednesday night, they had Golden State at Memphis on ESPN. Like, that's the game. Those are the games you want to see during the season. I go back to like 2016 or 17. I can't remember what year it was when they first started doing Saturday ABC basketball, and it was OKC with Kevin Durant, James Harden, and all of them. I don't know if James Harden was still there or not, but it was Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook against the Warriors, and it's still to this day one of the best basketball games I've seen in the last 10 years. Curry hits the half court. He pulls up with like 3 seconds left from half court to hit the game winning shot. Like, I don't want to miss out on stuff like that. So I'd rather you include the big time national games, because that's
I agree with you.
That as a fan, like, I want to see my team, but like this year the Spurs, like, I'm not bleeding over missing Spurs games. I would rather see those big, exciting national TV games than watching us play on national TV and get smoked by 30 in the Alamo Dome.
I've been watching all those on Bally Sports. I've been watching all these games where we're getting dominated because I'm a fan of the game also, but the fan of the team. So, like, I don't have any streaming cable like service. So that's my lens in the basketball. When I'm not watching the Spurs, I'm watching a lot of college basketball and stuff like that, and FIBA, which is not going on right. The reason why I bring that up is because I think what we're going to end up with is a scenario which would be the latter of the two scenarios I laid out, where they're still going to honor those TV deals. You're going to see them on ESPN, ABC, TNT, Fox, CBS, whatever. NBC. You're going to see all that stuff happen. Like, those major games will be there, but everything else will be on the NFL, NBA, NHL, all those apps, and those games will probably be broadcast like 3 days later. I'd like to see them do a window where it's 24, because that's like the Spurs. I wanted to watch one of their major games that I couldn't watch when I had NBA League Pass, and it was stupid. It was like 3 days later. I'm like, they're already playing the next opponent 3 days now. Like, this is already 2 games behind by the time I watched that. And so when you look at ballots, like I was saying, $20 a month, it comes out to being $20 if I paid for just the season. If I just go that from October to April, by the time the playoffs start, that's already more expensive than NBA League Pass by $20, $25.
True.
Which is stupid. To basically watch one region.
For how many more games, I guess, for $25 is also what we're talking about, right?
Well, through NBA League Pass, I get all of them because almost all of them, because I don't live in those other regions.
Yeah.
So I could watch the Mavericks, the Rockets, if I want to be a true Texan.
I don't know if you'd be able to watch the Rockets.
I think you can. So
when I lived in Houston, I tried to get NBA League Pass to watch Spurs. I don't think I could.
Oh, interesting. So let's exclude Texas, all the other states.
Yeah,
so
you would definitely get on.
I could watch almost all their games as long as it's not on national broadcast. I could watch almost all their games, which is ridiculous. And so that's hundreds of games when you really think about it from that perspective.
Yeah,
but that's $120. You do Bally Sports at $20 a month, and that's like $140 something bucks.
Yeah, what's that? 8 months out of the year.
Yeah, for 8 months out of the year, you're paying more to watch like a few teams, which would be so in our region, the Spurs,
the Rockets.
Not even the Rockets. The Spurs,
Mavericks.
You can't watch the Mavericks.
What the hell?
Maybe the Spurs, the Dallas Stars, and the Texas Rangers.
Why are you going to give me a Dallas teams, but not all the Dallas teams?
Well, and it's funny because they tell us Oklahoma City. When you look at it, it says Oklahoma City, the New Orleans Pelicans, I think, and the Mavericks are actually included in our region.
All
but
right.
once you plug in your zip code, it cancels those teams out.
So it's by billing and not by, like, you can't just jump in with a VPN, right?
Oh, I'm sure I could. But then the thing it'll do is it'll notify you because I tried it. So I take that back. I know you can't. I know you can, but it gave me a warning because I have I've got Apple's private relay, and so when I switched my region, it says, hey, we noticed that you're not at you're at home, so you're out of your zip code. So it freaked out because
it's funny
stupid.
when they have to use technology against you.
Yeah. And one last thing about our local motives here, our local shenanigans.
Yo, have I got a story for you guys?
Bring it.
So local KSAT 12 sports anchor Greg Simmons arrested on DWI charges.
Man, Greg.
This boy. This Pat O'Brien's seminal regular. This guy likes to party.
No, that dude goes to the bar that I go to around up the street, the Green Lantern. That's where he came from.
People were saying on Reddit that he's from the Lantern. He likes to go to Pat O's a lot. So
my neighbors over here that go up there, they're like, oh, I seen him up there in some country place too, Wild Western or whatever.
Yeah, they were talking. They were talking on Reddit like this guy likes to party, high fives people. Like he's always got another lady on his shoulders or whatever. But so KSAT did him dirty. I think I'm not looking at the KSAT article, but I think the KSAT article highlighted that he tried to give the officer his credit card rather than his.
That made me laugh so hard.
No, dude. Yeah, he was wasted. Yeah,
for your troubles, officer.
67-year-old guy, dude, crazy. But
yeah, man.
It just makes you really wonder how like true anchorman is, because a sports guy probably is usually like a crazy animal. Like you just needed a cowboy hat. That's all.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
the anchorman reference.
Yeah, we were talking about him and me and my neighbors in our group chat yesterday because we've been trying to plan a little get together. And I was like, yo, y'all see this? And they're like, oh man, I see him up there all the time. He's a nice guy.
They said he was always smiling at the end of the night, like 3 a.m. drunk at gyms. Like, yeah, I like to party, man.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Greg. I hope you get the help you need, bro.
I heard that it's not the first time. Like,
no,
this is just the last time. So,
yeah, you got popped not too far from my house.
You got a PI, I think, recently, like a long time. We got a PI like a long time ago, but it wasn't anything like this one. So.
Hit him his credit card.
Yeah. Wait, does it have my picture on it?
Yeah, it's take that. I'll pay you off. It's not. You know who I am. I'm Greg, baby.
You got a square. You got one of them square things. Yeah. I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. People are gonna people, even if they're local news anchors and this and that. But
people be peopling.
Yeah, dude. Just crazy.
All right, gentlemen. Well, I think that's about gonna do it. What do y'all think?
Nah, man. I think that was a nice little wave we rode today.
Yeah.
See where the stream takes us.
Yeah. Hey, thank y'all so much for your love and your support. We're very excited to be back in the room, doing our thing for you. We're really excited to be doing this little extra episode. So seriously, let us know what you think. But I don't want to bloviate anymore. You can find us on Twitter at Calm Sense Media. Instagram, Calm and Sense Media as a brand. You can find me personally at Can Talk on both.
You can find me at Marshall on Mics on Twitter and Marshall on Mics 3 on the IG.
And I'm on Discord and like all the dating apps just striking out consistently. It's okay. She'll be around the corner. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
That's
all right,
Carson
man.
on the dating apps.
Yeah.
Hey, man, your princess is another castle, bro. It's all right.
It's all right.
It's a lot of fish in the stream.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Plenty of fish. Is that thing still around?
I'm going to approach to try it out too.
All right. Well, with that, we are going to say
Peace.
we love y'all.